Good. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy holidays. Councilmember Burke and I are delighted to be with you this morning to introduce a new program that we're announcing today. And of course, we're always happy to have our colleagues, Councilmember Light and Councilmember McIntosh, being with us today, as well as our city manager and other members of the city staff. Of course, Ms. Pam Peoples-Joyner has been working on this program as well. And of course, we're honored to have Dr. Ken Symington with the Winston-Salem County Schools being with us this morning. In Winston-Salem, we are dealing with a number of issues. We've been working on homelessness. We've made good progress in addressing chronic homelessness in our city. We've been being proactive in trying to take care of social issues and creating more positive relationships between our community and our wonderful folks with the Winston-Salem Police Department and law enforcement in general. And then we've begun working on issues of poverty as well. We know that Winston-Salem has high levels of poverty, and we've begun a program to start addressing that. But when you start thinking about all these things, they all kind of come down to a couple of issues. And Councilmember Burke had pointed out to me, it's education and it's jobs. Now, some other things come into play there, but if you get those two things kind of fixed and working on, then some other things take care of themselves. So what we're doing this morning is what we hope is like throwing a pebble into a nice calm pond of water, that there'll be ripples that will continue to go and go and go throughout our community. As we demonstrate that we've been able to pick a few very talented young people from our public housing program here in Winston-Salem, or living in assisted living or assisted public housing in Winston-Salem, and help them move into an education program at Forsyth Technical Community College. And I'm told by Larry Woods, our head of our city's housing department, housing program, is that here in Winston-Salem, we have about 582 high school seniors who are living in assisted programs, either Section 8 or otherwise. And then in public housing of Cleveland Avenue, Piedmont Circle, the Oaks at 10th, and Stony Glen, there are about 45 high school seniors there. So there's a broad, universe of individuals who could benefit from a scholarship program such as the one we're talking about today. But today we are officially announcing the creation of the Burke Joins, like that nomenclature there, scholarship program, where we will be working with at least 5 students per year and providing scholarship, book monies, and a little bit of expense monies to individuals to go to Forsyth Technical Community College. And we just say that we're so fortunate to have such a wonderful community college here in our city that provides training and educational opportunities in areas that we're creating jobs in logistics, in biotechnology, and information technology. So it's a great opportunity here. So we're just so delighted that we are making this announcement today. And of course, Mrs. Burke had this idea, came to me, and we talked about it. So I'm now going to turn the program over to Councilmember Burke and let her make comments on this as well.
Thank you, Mayor, and to our city manager and our elected officials gathered here. I am just so happy that when you have an idea, you have a person with an open mind who can be a person to accept it and see what we can do with it. I cannot stand here and talk about this without saying, as the mayor addressed Pam Peoples-Joyner for being there with us, also for Chris Mack, who's been with us, because Chris will be aware once we get our students to give the tutoring and assist and work with them very closely. Education is what it's all about. And when I speak with the city manager, each time we finish our conversations, he's had a lesson to be learned. And when I look at Dr. Kenneth Symington with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School System, he too will understand why education is so important. The Career Center, my last job, I introduced the first structured internship program. We had a career center where we had all the kinds of things that people could learn. And I've said to each of the superintendents, for this school system. To have our colleges and universities and a career center and Forsyth Tech and have people unemployed, our people should be employed. And I want to say I appreciate people who are listening to this, that they will join us so we can create, Mayor, more scholarships. And I believe you'll go further into the first ones and how many we want to have this first introducing it, so that the people will understand we need not have excuses for not being trained in this city. We have too many trained people who can help get people trained and get them on a payroll that they make the money for themselves and off of certain payrolls. And Mayor, I know you're going to recognize another elected official came in, Councilmember Adams. But I want to say thank you, and please let all of us join together to make this a successful project. Yeah.
Thank you, Councilmember Burke, and we are delighted to recognize Councilmember Denise Adams from the North Ward to join us this morning. As Councilmember Burke mentioned, what we want to do is we're going to do the first scholarship with the January term coming up. Ms. Peoples-Joiners has been doing some work to identify a candidate, and we want to make sure that we're looking at the candidates and reviewing their curriculum and their history and make sure that they have the opportunity to be successful at Forsyth Tech. And then this fall, or next fall of 2016, we will do 4 more scholarships. And our plan is that we'll have businesses or other organizations sponsor those. And then once we get this first year behind us, like that pebble with the ripples going out there, hopefully there'll be others that will join us and see the success of this program. But as I mentioned, we are delighted to be partnering with Forsyth Technical Community College, and we have with us this morning Rachel Damaris, who is the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer for Forsyth Technical Community College. So, Ms. Damaris, would you make some comments?
Absolutely. We are just thrilled to continue our relationship with Dr. Burke, and she's just a longtime supporter of students and education, and we enjoy and appreciate the relationship we have with her for Forsyth Tech. We are so glad of this new venture with Mayor Joines to be able to sponsor more scholarships. Education is key, as we all know, and access to that education, Forsyth Tech is no stranger to that, and the more people that we can enable to come to Forsyth Tech to get those really relevant job skills that are needed for today, that's important. As Mayor Pro Tem Burke said, Pro Tem Burke said that it's really all about those jobs in the end, and it's about getting people employed.
Thank you, Mr. Maris. Thank you, Mr. Maris. Certainly this effort, as I mentioned, plays into a number of social issues that we're working on now: homelessness, poverty, crime, and things of that nature. And it also comes back to another program that we've launched initially called My Brother's Keeper, which is a program that was launched by President Obama in 2014. And there are 6 tenets in that program, and 2 of which said that they get kids up to a 3rd grade reading level. I know the school system's got an initiative there, but also to get individuals an opportunity for post-secondary educational opportunities. So this is exactly what this does. So we're also hopefully supporting the My Brother's Keeper program. So again, we're excited about this. We'll launch it off and get the first student matriculating in January of next year. And we're happy you came today. We'll be happy to answer any questions. Wes, I know you got 2 questions.
I got a question. Just curious, it mentions on the handout 6 semesters. Is that 3 years, or what period of time? Will that get somebody a degree of some kind?
Yes, and Pam can speak to that, or you could probably tell more about that. But,
the average associate's degree can be completed in 6 full-time semesters. Depends on the student's needs, whether they take that in 2 years or more. But I think that was why it was phrased 6 semesters, to allow some flexibility for part-time versus full-time.
Mayor, you may not have stated this, but what we're going to do, we're going to work very hard to make sure that student is successful. The mayor now, we're taking our own personal money to send the first ones, because we cannot ask you to do anything if we're not going to be good examples. But with the students, we will work with them. If they need transportation, if they need babysitting, we will then also let them know we will provide you these opportunities so there'll be no excuses.
And are y'all gonna be sponsoring one each year, both of you together from now on, or is this just for this first one and you hope other people join? How's that kind of?
Well, I intend to do it, when the mayor and I talk, we can do it each year ourselves. We're talking about one that we join together in doing this. And I believe that education is the key. And if we don't educate people, they cannot be qualified for the jobs that we're bringing to this city.
Then we'll be lining up the sponsors for the other 4 each year, and we hope to do this on a continual basis going forward. We certainly hope so, and we think that we will be able to demonstrate such great success. I mean, there are already successes of individuals who have moved from public housing into wonderful careers there. And so we just want to continue to highlight that, and highlight the fact that these are talented young people that are out there that we just need to give them an opportunity. Sometimes there's a little obstacle or a barrier that's preventing them to move forward, and so sometimes it's money. And of course, Ms. Pam Peoples-Joyner works for SciTech now with a counseling area, and she knows, as Ms. Burke mentioned, sometimes little things come along that we have to help with, babysitting, transportation, or whatever it might be. And then we also want to, as they're getting close to finishing up and actually during their career, we want to try to work out some internship opportunities as well, and then be able to move into full-time employment thereafter.
Question from Mr. Harris, I don't know, but is there sort of a number that would be like an average pay for this scholarship over 6 semesters?
It's 70. You can a degree program. I don't have the math in my head right now, but I believe we're right around 42. I'm not sure. Dollars per credit hour, and then that would be 69 credit to 72 credit hours to complete an associate's degree.
So you're looking at $3,000 or $4,000 to do that thereabouts in round government terms.
75. Okay, sorry.
It's $75. Yeah, per credit hour, and they would take probably 18 hours a semester, probably something like that.
12 to 15.
12 to 15. So you can figure.
Pretty close to Oxford then, because that's coming right around the corner.
I think we're pretty close, aren't we, Pam? Ms. Adams?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Would this process work, let's say, with a corporation that doesn't match the educational funds? Could that also be parlayed into this? Because
Absolutely.
there are corporations
That's a great idea.
that some of us have retired or worked for, that if we give to an institution
Yes.
educationally, they will match every dollar that we give.
Yes, I am certain we can set up and be involved in something of that nature.
You have a foundation.
We do have a foundation that is able to cycle in and also do some matching as well.
Yeah. So we do intend to set it up so that a business or an individual can make a tax-exempt contribution to support that. Great. Well, thank you all for coming. We're excited about it. Thank Councilmember Burke for coming up with this idea, bringing it forward, and we're now making it happen. So again, thanks for coming. Have a great day.